I thought I had it there. Yep, now it's recording. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to start just again by welcoming everybody, and we're going to learn some very, very helpful things because, we're all like all the different places, but these are great reminders, and we're all going to learn something new tonight. And we're going to basically be doing categories, but we're going to be learning a lot of things about the essential oils in this beautiful kit, which is how most of us start. And um, we have some graphics too to help us. So, and Lori and I will kind of incorporate a little bit of our story, but we're going to give everybody some time to be able to share maybe something that they would like, or if they had a question. So we're going to start out with cooking. But remember that as we're doing this, Lori and I are not doctors. We can't, diagnose or prescribe anything. So basically what we like to do is just share our stories of how we use the oils. And so we're going to talk first about what are essential oils before we get into Lori talking about the first category, which is cooking. So she's going to show a little graphic here. So, see, now it went away, Lori, again. Oh, why did it do this?
You couldn't see the screen share? Let me try it again.
No, wait, I got it. Oh, go ahead. Because I don't know, everything goes away when you do that for some reason.
Can you guys see?
Okay, oh, why did it do that?
Can you see the graphic?
Can everybody see it?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay.
And
everyone but Denise. No. Try clicking your Zoom thing at the bottom, Denise. Maybe it's just another screen is popping up or something.
Okay, I see it now. Okay. All right, so essential oils come from the most powerful part of the plant. And so there's a lot of science behind it. And Gary Young, who started Young Living, had worked on this for so many, many years. And Young Living is a company that's over 26 years old. And so they're steam distilled very carefully, and they consist of 100 natural organic compounds, and they come from shrubs, flowers, trees, roots, bushes, fruit, rinds, resins, and herbs. So that's basically what they are, and we're going to see why this is quite a process to go through. So then we're going to look a little bit too at the 3 ways we can use oils. There's the English way, which is put topically on your skin. The French ingest them, and so we're going to talk about the Young Living Vitality line, which are marked for ingestion, and the German diffuse and inhale them. And this is one of the most effective ways to use them, and I will show you how you can do that when we have my screen back. So, and then the next thing we're going to talk about is, are they safe? That's a big thing right now. A lot of people, there's a lot of information out there. Are they really safe to use? And what's important is when you're using essential oil, you want something that's pure. So legally, they're not really FDA approved or regulated. So you can buy essential oils anywhere now, even at some gas stations. And the thing is, you only have to have 5% pure oil in to say it's a therapeutic grade oil. So those oils have fillers in, and a lot of them have fragrance in, a lot of them have, they just are like basically what you would say is watered down, and they can even become more toxic. And those you definitely would never want to take internally, and you really wouldn't want to use them on your kids or your pets or anything like that. It brings out about photosensitive. The citrus fruits or citrus oils are photosensitive. What that means is that you can use them on your skin, but you don't want to go out in the sun with them because you can irritate and get red. So, and a lot of these oils you do want to use a carrier oil with, and we can talk a little bit about that. Of course, with kids, you want to dilute more. And also, we're going to talk a little bit about animals. Dilution is important for animals too. We do like to use a carrier oil because it helps, it's more permeable and it absorbs better on the skin and it makes your essential oils last a lot longer when you use a carrier oil. You never want to get them near your eyes or any of your orifices. If you do get it near your eye, what you want to do is never use water. You want to make sure you use another oil, like even vegetable oil, olive oil, coconut oil, something like that. It dissipates it very, very quickly. And then for internal use, Young Living, like I said, is the only company that has them marked for vitality. And we're going to talk about in cooking how we can use that. So those are the basic things we want to start out with. So Lori loves, and I love, using essential oils for cooking. So Lori, you want to tell us a little bit about how you use them?
Yes, I would love to. So first I wanted to mention how Denise was saying that Young Living has a vitality line. I hope you guys can see this. So these are 2 peppermint oils. They both say peppermint on them, right? But one has a white label and one has the green label, obviously. So any oil that has this label from Young Living, it's a vitality oil. That means it's safe for ingestion. And there's about 47 of these. Now, the peppermint that you order from Young Living, whether you order it in this one or this one, it's the same oil inside there. It's just this is labeled for ingestion. So it's to make it clear which ones are safe. So if you ever have any doubt, you can go on the Young Living website and you can see, does there exist a vitality oil of this type? If there does, you can also ingest what's in the bigger bottle. Generally, I buy the bigger bottles just because they're like 3 times as much in there and it's only like double the price. So it's a much better buy. So usually I buy the bigger ones. So I've been really enjoying cooking with my oils. So actually I've let like some of my dried herbs just kind of run out. You know how it is, you get your dried herbs, and if it's something you don't use a lot, it's like 2 years past. Maybe you're not as bad as me, and you're like, this doesn't even smell like anything anymore. So instead, I've been using, Young Living has all these. This is parsley, cilantro, marjoram, rosemary, thyme, all of these. So instead of using the dried herbs or even fresh herbs, I'm using the Young Living oils instead. Now, a caution is, like Denise talked about, how concentrated these are. So a little bit goes a long way. Like I put 1 drop of cilantro in a big pot of pinto beans, and it was just right, but it was like a huge pot. So one thing that there's a little graphic I can send you later if you're interested that shows like a conversion chart, like a 1/4 teaspoon of dried thyme is equal to, it'll say TS, toothpick swirl. So in other words, you can stick a toothpick inside the orifice of this bottle and just let it rest in there for a little bit, take it out, and then just swirl the toothpick into what you're cooking, because it's very concentrated and very strong. So, and the other cool thing about these is because they're pure, they don't expire, they don't go bad. So there's a lot less waste using these, at least for me. I don't have the particularly greenest thumb, so I kill my basil on a regular basis and everything else. But now I can use these instead for my cooking. So I like to put like a drop of black pepper in a big pot of soup. Whatever herbs the recipe calls for, or whatever I feel like that day, I can just put a little bit in there. And they're really best used towards the end of cooking for the best flavor, and so we don't like cook out all of the benefits that you can get from it. My husband even uses these because like the parsley, the cilantro, a lot of those herbs have like real cleansing properties. Now he's a little crazy, but he'll put them in like a drop in his hot tea. in the morning, which I like the basil in my tea. Like a drop of basil is fine. But one day he decided to put a drop of oregano in my hot tea. Not a fan, but I'm sure it was really, I know it was really good for me because oregano is such a great antiviral, antibacterial, but whoo, that was not the best tasting, you know. So other ones I like to use, of course, the citrus ones are great in your water. They have lemon, orange, grapefruit, citrus fresh, which is like citrus mixed with spearmint. So good. Also, you can do baking. Denise makes these amazing pumpkin muffins with, what'd you use? Clove and cinnamon bark?
Cinnamon bark and nutmeg.
And use that einkorn pancake
Einkorn
waffle
flour,
mix, right? Yeah.
Flour, yeah.
So that's an ancient grain. That's another thing that Young Living has. And then also, I like to use, like, if you put a drop of mint in like a protein shake or something like that, there's the Young Living has Balance Complete or a few different kinds of protein. The chocolate one is good. You put a drop of peppermint in there and blend it with some ice. You guys remember the Shamrock Shakes from McDonald's? I would always love those. It's like probably the worst thing you could eat, but like I can make something that tastes like that with my vanilla protein powder and the peppermint essential oil. So I think that was about what I wanted to talk about. I should look at my notes to see when
I just wanted to add lemon, the lemon oil. The first thing I do in the morning is I wake up and we know how good lemon water is. Most people use lemons, right? So it's very, very cleansing. So the first thing I do when I wake up is I get a big glass of water, put a drop of lemon in it, oil in it, and drink that up. What I love is that these essential oils have no expiration date. So like Lori mentioned with her herbs, they go out, they get bad and spoil. With pure essential oils, there's no expiration date. They will not, unless you like sit them in the sun, they're not going to spoil at all. So I also love to make scallops. So like Lori said, at the very end, instead of squeezing a lemon in it, I stop the heat, I add a drop of lemon oil, and I toss it up, and it's amazing. And crab or scallops, it is the best lemon you could possibly use because it's made with organic lemon peels, and it takes 3,000 lemons to make 1 kilo of lemon oil. So it's super, super concentrated and pure. And you know how many times we buy lemons and we find them stuck somewhere all moldy in our refrigerator, and lemons are not cheap. So you really will save money using these different vitalities in your cooking, and fun to experiment with. And maybe we can even have a cooking class sometime. That would be actually cool. So did anybody have any questions or would like to share how they use essential oils for cooking?
I just want to say I got my tea and I'm not sure what's in it, so I'll let you guys know what Kim put in it.
Hopefully not oregano.
And I forgot to talk about desserts, like brownies. Even if it's a box brownie mix, put about 4 or 5 drops of peppermint in it, or orange. So good. I make these lemon bars. So I'll use the lemon juice, but then I'll amp it up a little bit with the lemon essential oil. So, but does anybody else have anything they use, oils they use with cooking? Anything they wanted to share?
Just feel free to unmute and share if you'd like. I know Rebecca.
I have a question. Why is the lemon oil healthier for you than using a lemon?
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't want to say so much healthier, but it is super concentrated. So like I said, it takes 3,000 lemons to make 1 kilo. So when you think about squeezing a half a lemon in something and then putting 1 drop of lemon oil in, it's pretty economical. The other thing is you don't have the acidity. That's what I really like about putting it in my water, because we know that fruits, citruses are very acidic to our body, our teeth. So I think it's a really good option to use instead of lemon. So it's just that it's really full of vitamin C.
Okay, no, that's good. The acidity thing makes sense to me.
Yeah.
I just was curious.
Good, thank you. Great question.
Your dentist will be happy, Julie.
Yes, yes.
I just was gonna,
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I know Dylan, he cooks for me sometimes. And the last time he made me a pot of soup, he used, I think he used a drop of thyme, and he used a drop of oregano, and he used a drop of few of these oils that he used, and the soup really came out. I mean, it came out really good. And what I like about, I think what Dylan likes about it more is that when we buy, I know Dylan will buy the thyme, and he'll buy some other spices, but we may only use the spice not that much at all. So that whole package goes to waste. But when he uses the oils, he just grabs them, I know, and he just puts a drop in. So for that way it works out really well, because how many times are we going to use the thyme to make soup? In my house, not a lot at all.
Good point. Very good point. Yeah. And I think Becca wanted.
I wanted to add to Julie, her question. When you go out to restaurants, if you get water, I like the lemon in my water as well. It's a lot nicer to have it out of the dropper, because you know you're not getting all the chemicals and stuff that they would say wash or touch the outside of the lemons with, that they prepare to give you to put in your water. So it's a lot safer in that aspect too, and a lot more convenient. You just throw it in your purse and take it with. But I love dessert. So one of my favorites is apple crisp. So I use the citrus fresh, and sometimes I'll add a little bit of lime. And then they have also the einkorn granola. So I'll put the granola on top. It just takes it to a whole nother level. Makes it so good.
Absolutely, yeah.
That
And
sounds
let's not
amazing.
forget putting peppermint oil in a batch of peppermint brownies. When we used to be able to have our events before COVID, we would always have peppermint brownies, and they were a big hit. So just add, basically you only need 2 or 3 drops to one batch, whether they're homemade or whether you get them from a box. And like Rebecca said, takes it up a notch, right? Those brownies are so good. So that's, yeah. So these are just all creative ways we can use that. So we better keep moving. The next one is sleep. Okay, so a lot of people are struggling with sleep right now. Some of it is because of anxiety that many are suffering from, and we'll talk about some of those oils for that. But sleep is really important. So in the kit, we have lavender, which is a common one that we can use for sleep. What I like to do is I like to have a nighttime routine, and it would take too much time for me because it's a lot. But I do make a roller for the bottom of my feet, and I put it on the bottom of my feet at night, and it helps. Vetiver is one of the oils. It's not in the kit, but it's from a root, so it's like sap. It's very, very thick, so I usually hold it in my hand or put it in my bra, walk around with it. But I make a roller with this and with a few other oils like lavender and cedarwood. And instead of a sleeping pill, boy, you got a natural way of helping calm your racing thoughts, if anybody has problems with that, and to help you to sleep better. And then another way is diffusing. Like you see, I have this diffuser here. We sleep with a diffuser all night, and I use lavender, cedar wood, and then I'll use one of the eucalyptuses, and that helps with just your breathing at night, because we know like we all breathe heavier, and so it really, really helps us with our breathing. And I put it on intermittent, because you can put these diffusers on intermittent and it goes all night. So, you know, we want to think of ways, because sleep is so important to our overall health. We need to get a good night's sleep. Of course, we're going to have once in a while, we're going to have one of those nights we don't sleep well, but we do need to have a consistent, you know, good night's sleep to stay above the wellness line. So that's really, really important. So does anybody have anything they'd like to share about, or questions about sleep? And
what was the name of the oil, the first one you showed?
okay, well, I showed lavender. Lavender is a very common one. They call it the sleep, and you can make like a little mist to spray on your bed, on your linens, on your pillowcase. You get in at night, and it helps calm you down. And then the vetiver was the one.
That one, yeah. What is the name? What is that name?
Vetiver, V-E-T-I-V-E-R. And that's for the racing thoughts. And it's really good for anxiety. Super, super good for it. My husband was having panic, so I just had him sit there and smell it, and it really, really helped to calm him down. He gets panic attacks. So, you know, that's another way we can use it every day. Now, using them every day, we have to remember, because they're plants, they only stay in our body 4 to 6 hours. So we got to use them. They don't build up in our body. They just go in our body. They do what they were created to do by our creator, and then they're gone. So you need to be consistent. So that's why having a nighttime routine is really, really good. Yeah, Rebecca, did you want to say something? Did you? Oh, I thought it came up that you want to say. So does anybody want to share anything or have any more questions? Okay, Lori's going to talk about, I'm not even watching the chat. Nobody's, okay. Okay, Lori's going to talk about digestive issues.
Yes, we all have our tummy troubles now and again, don't we? And this oil is called Digize. It comes in a Vitality, D-I-G-I-Z-E. And so you can take it internally, so this is the oil, you know, that made me a true believer that oils work, because when I first got introduced to this oil, I took a whiff of this and I was like, that smells bad. I will never use this oil. I don't even know. It smells like baby diapers or something to me, you know, something crazy. And people get a lot of different smells from this. It's kind of funny what they smell. But anyway, then, you know, I was having a little tummy troubles, and I rubbed some on my belly with some coconut oil, and it helped. And then I tried, the way that really works for me well is if I get like a shot glass or so of water and put a drop in there and drink it down. And it seems like 10 minutes later, whatever is bothering me is gone. I mean, it's like incredible. So it's a combination, it's a blend of tarragon, ginger, peppermint, juniper, fennel, lemongrass, anise, and patchouli. So probably you recognize a lot of those plants as being things that you would take to help your stomach settle. So it's even beneficial for digesting toxic material. There's even some things written about it helping with people who have parasites. It can alleviate indigestion, stomach cramps, upset stomach, belching, bloating, and heartburn. So, and I can testify that whatever your digestive issue is, too much, too little, you know, queasiness, it really has helped me tremendously. And this is like an oil I would not be without. This is the oil that goes in my purse with me, you know.
Right.
I've even heard that you can place a little bit behind your ears to help with morning sickness. And also you can use it on, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of VitaFlex points. It's like points you have on your hands and your feet that correlate to the organs of your body, and you could use it on your hands or your feet on your VitaFlex points that correspond to your digestive system. And we already talked about peppermint, but of course you can also use this. This is really good for settling your stomach. A little bit of peppermint is good for freshening your breath too.
Yeah.
You have anything you want to add, Denise?
Well, I just wanted to say about DiGize is that when I talk about DiGize, I talk about how oils are adaptogens. And what that means is they are created by our creator, and he knows how they really work. But when we put them on, they do what our body needs. So like Lori said, whether you're going to the bathroom too much or too little, I don't know how it works, but it knows what your body needs and it helps with that specific need at the time. So it's really, really like, what do we usually go for when we have an upset stomach? What do people usually use? I mean, it's Tums, Pepcid, all these things that have side effects, and we know the long-term use is bad for us. It affects our digestion. Is so important. We had talked about that at an earlier class. So instead of using those type of products, and again, spending money on them, we can use essential oils to help us with all these problems. If you're going out somewhere and you know you're going to eat too much, you can put DiGize before, and it will help. It really will. It's amazing. So you could put it on an hour before you're going to eat. If you know you're going to be mixing foods together or eating way too much, it helps. It's a preventative type of thing also. So again, this is another oil why we're saying use these oils every day for everything, because this kit was put together very carefully to give us all these tools we need. So our medicine cabinet can look a lot different than it does right now. And I love that. I love that we can, just take better care of ourselves and not have these side effects. And it's all right here. So
Joanne, did you have a question?
Yeah, did anybody have a question?
Yeah, I did. Thanks. I'm wondering, with this DiGize, you probably can ingest it, right? But you were talking about VitaPoints. Would you apply the DiGize to your VitaPoints before eating? Is that, or
Yes.
would you suggest digesting it first? Internally, I mean.
You could do either. I would try to see what personally works best for you, because oils work differently on, every person. Denise, you have a thought on that?
Well, I just think that putting it on, like on your belly, or like if you're having indigestion, because if you take it through water, of course it's going to be, in your stomach and the acids and all that. And I think that, like they said, the most effective way, like we had in the beginning, was diffusing it and putting on our body. It's the most effective way. It's the quickest way that it gets into our body and starts working. So when we can take it, like with a glass of water, you can always do that. Like if you're really getting sick, or maybe even food poisoning. I know people have used it for food poisoning as well, and it's been really, really helpful to get rid of things. It's also great for motion sickness, car sickness. You can, put it on the kids if they get car sick. Put a little bit on the bottom of their feet. Is a good place for oils, because that's where all those VitaFlex points are. And you might have a much more pleasant, trip in the car if your kids get sick. So like it's just amazing. And you think about all the different ways that we can use just this one oil. And the blends are what's so unique with Young Living too, because they've done all the work. Instead of us getting all those 7 different oils and putting them together, they know the exact amount of what to put in, and they've done all the work for us. So it's just amazing that we have that science and all that we didn't have to try to figure out ourselves. I appreciate that very much. Yeah. So the next one I wanted to talk about was pain, managing pain. This is one that got me a real believer of essential oils because I was an ibuprofen addict. I could not go to sleep at night without 3 or 4 ibuprofens because of my chronic joint pain from cleaning houses for 30 years and the overuse of my joint. And I would lay in bed and say, I am not going to take ibuprofen tonight. And I lay there and I could not sleep because of the achiness. So I used Panaway. And when I got the kit, there was another oil called Copaiba, and I don't have it with me. I forgot to bring it in. But Panaway is a blend. It has wintergreen in it. It's a blend, and it smells, to me, it smells like root beer. So, but it's very familiar smell because it has that menthol, the natural occurring menthol, not a synthetic menthol like you get in Bengay. It has the natural occurring from plants. So this really helps. I use this. Copaiba is a very earthy smelling oil. It has the same constituents in as CBD oil, but it's from a different plant. But it helps with inflammation. It also amplifies other oils when you mix it with other oils. It amplifies it. It's also very calming. I put a drop of it under my tongue every day for inflammation. So those are the 2 things that got me off, and it was immediate. Like it was, I started using, I rub it on myself, on my joints. I still do it every single night. And I haven't had ibuprofen for 3 years, not one ibuprofen for 3 years. Joanne?
Can you spell that?
Which one? Copaiba?
Yeah.
Copaiba is Copaiba.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah. And that to me is like, that did come with the kit. When I signed up 3 years ago, that was in the kit. And they did take
And
that
what's-
one out of the kit. But to me,
What blend is that?
it's not a blend. It's from one plant. Yeah. Yeah. So, so managing pain, what do we go for when we have a headache, when we have joint pain? We go for Advil, Tylenol, ibuprofen. My gut was it was very disruptive to my gut whole system. So I knew that I had to come off of it. I just knew it. So I was so grateful when I was introduced to that because the side effects of overuse of those is really bad. So again, we can remove it from our medicine cabinet and keep it for like acute times when we need it very acutely. But to think that I haven't used it for 3 years when I was taking 3 or 4 a night, it just totally blows my mind. So, and they do have also, Young Living has CBD, a joint and muscle rub, and they also have the tincture where you put it under your tongue, and that's also beneficial to people too. So I don't know if anybody here uses that. My husband uses the rub, but I also make my husband, with coconut oil, I put in a bunch of different oils. I can't even name them all right offhand, but juniper is one of them. Panaway, Copaiba, because he has neuropathy. And he tried the one from the doctor and it didn't work. But what I make, and I do try to change it, I don't make it the same every single time. And he has a lot of success with not having those sharp pains. And it doesn't, he's not cured of neuropathy, but it really, really makes a big difference in how his feet and his hands feel.
I love this one that comes in a roller.
Oh, deep
It's
relief.
Deep Relief. and it's already pre-mixed, and it has the roller already on it, so it's just, you know, it's and it has copaiba, peppermint, some furs, lemon, clove. This one helps a lot. I sit at my desk a lot for work, and you can see I didn't plan to bring it for this class. I just have it here, and I put it on all the time. It really helps a lot to kind of soothe. You know how when you're at a keyboard a lot, you inflame all these
Yeah.
muscles.
And also headaches. Another thing that many people get, whether they're tension headaches or whatever, migraines, there are peppermint is in the kit, and this Panaway also is great for headaches and migraines. Now, some people, peppermint I think helps more with a milder headache. Panaway is more for an intense headache, but there's also a blend called M-Grain, and that is specifically for migraine. So another thing that we can really support with is using, you know, oils for is headaches and migraines.
Yep.
Really helpful. So anybody else have any questions or like to share something experience, Janet?
Like this Panaway is for pain. I forgot that. Is there anywhere on the bottle where it can tell you what it is good for?
No. What I would suggest is getting and you can get this, you can also get an app. I have an app on my phone, but there's Essential Oil Pocket Reference. This is from Life Science Publishing. And you can also get an app. If you go to the app store and look essential oils, there's a Young Living app, and it will, all those oils will come up. They tell you what oils are in it, what you can use it for, because we have to be careful how much, you know, because they call it Panaway. So they used to, before there were regulations, they called it Pain Away. They can't do that, so they just took the I out and made it Panaway. So you can guess what it's for.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So yeah, because we have to be really compliant. We can't, like I said before, we can't really, you know, say, but we know that this has helped us. My daughter had a headache in the car one day. This was when I first started using oils, and I said, oh, try the peppermint. And in a minute, her headache was gone, and she was like, I can't believe it. I just can't believe how fast that worked. Yeah, Janet.
Did she rub it on? Ingest it? What'd she do to get the headache to go away?
Okay, Panaway. You see Panaway, there's 2 oils in here, and Lori's going to talk about the Raven. Panaway, you see it has a safety cap. It has a different cap on than some of these other oils, okay? So you have to push it down and you have to turn it, okay? So what that means is it's a hot oil. So that means it has wintergreen in it. It has oils that can irritate your skin. So you need to always use a carrier oil with a hot oil with that safety cap on. And most oils, we do suggest when you first start, use a carrier oil. And just because you save money, first of all, because it makes your oil last a lot longer. It doesn't dilute it. It just makes it more permeable to go into your skin, and it won't dry so fast as when you put the oil on. I mean, I just put them right on a lot of times, but I do make colors and things. But with the hot oils especially, you want to always use a carrier oil for that. So if you didn't use that yet, Janet, just make sure that you can add it like in a little, I have these little bowls. You could make a little glass bowl and put it in, because that's the other thing. You want to make sure when you're using these pure oils, you put them in glass or stainless steel, not in plastic. Because literally, I didn't realize this at first, and I put a drop of peppermint in a glass of water with a styrofoam cup, and it literally melted the cup. So they're super, super powerful. They're so pure, these oils. Yes, Ruth.
I wanted just to say something. I think it was last night. I forgot who I text. I think. I'm trying to think. Well, I got a really bad headache last night. It was actually in my neck, and I know what caused the neck ache and headache, and it was really bad. So I was thinking about taking Advil, but I haven't been taking the Advil as much as I like because Lori had made me a mixture of what's the name of it?
Cobiaba and Panaway.
Cobiaba and a Panaway, and I have been using that, and last night I really used a lot of it. I have to say on my neck area, and on like towards up my head by my ear where my pain was, and I really got a lot of relief from that. So I've been using this mixture for quite a few things, and I haven't been using Advil as much because I really lived on Advil.
Yes. Yeah.
I really lived on, and I still take Advil sometimes, but I do use my oil, and I'm really amazed that it just does work.
Well, thank you so much for sharing that. That's what we love. We love to hear these stories because that's what this is about, like oils and sharing it with others. And
I think I Lori maybe.
It's
Lori,
just awesome.
Oh.
I know Dylan likes to use it a lot too. So
Yep.
Great. So Lori's going to talk about breathing. You know, that's kind of important. We need to breathe, and we know there's a lot of things going on with breathing as far as this virus attacking the lungs and things like that. So again, I grew up with my mom slathering me with Vicks, right? Okay, that was always in the medicine cabinet. We used that. So what else can we use for that, Lori? Instead?
So Denise had mentioned the safety caps. This oil is called Raven. It's one of the two in the kits that come with the safety caps. So this is a blend of Ravensara, lemon, wintergreen, peppermint, and eucalyptus radiata. So again, it's a hot oil. The cap will remind you of that. So you want to use it with a carrier oil. Just a couple drops of coconut oil in your hand or whatever, and a drop of this. So this you can use. Honestly, if I have a stuffy nose, I just open the bottle, take a deep breath. It kind of reminds me of Vicks that my mom used to put on me when I was a little kid, but without all the chemicals in it. So it really clears your nose. I mean, my nose instantly clears. Now you're gonna have to do it again in whatever period of time, maybe 15 minutes. Take another whiff, but it's like it just clears up all those nasal passages. It's incredible. So, or I'll take a little bit, put it in my hand, rub with a little carrier oil, rub it under my nose, rub it on my chest, on my neck, on the bottoms of my feet. And you can also use it when you're exercising, like as part of your exercise routine to help promote like sensation of like deeper breathing. And another neat way to use this if you're feeling stuffy is take it in the shower with you. Get a steamy shower going and drop it like over in the edge of the shower, not really right under the water, but kind of at the edge, and let that steam come up and just permeate through your sinuses, and it really is nice. So another one,
a tent. The same idea is when I had a sinus infection, I put a drop in, I got my teapot, put it in a metal bowl of hot water, put a drop of Raven in. I also used oregano, a drop of oregano, and just made a tent with a towel over my head and just made that steam and breathed it in. And I want to tell you, it will open everything up. It is amazing. It's like your nose will start running. It's just, you only have to do it for a couple minutes. And then I save that water because I don't want to, and I'll put it in my diffuser or whatever, so I don't want to dump it down the sink because it's so good to use. So I'll do that. But yeah, that works great.
Absolutely, because eucalyptus is a good one for that too. So Young Living has 3 different types of eucalyptus, which the eucalyptus radiata, which is what I have in here, is part of the blend of Raven. But then they also have eucalyptus globulus and eucalyptus blue. So those are all blended together with a few other things in this oil called RC, which is also for respiratory issues. Also has like lemon and peppermint. And this works really well for respiratory things too. Kind of, to me, I don't know, I can use these 2 sort of interchangeably, Raven and RC.
RC is a little bit milder. You see, it doesn't have that cap on. So when we make chest rubs for children, we may use the RC and dilute that well. There are recipes. When you become a member with us, you become a member of Team Live Well, and it's a Facebook or education group. And there are so many wonderful things. And I know that we've got members on here, Yamara and Rebecca and Luce are, and I don't know, I think a couple other you Ruth is, but it's a great tool, of place for resources. And we would, when you become a member, we would automatically join you on that if you're on Facebook.
And also, that's one thing, we're going to share a Google Doc just to fill out with some feedback for the class. But if you fill out the Google Doc, we'll email you a DIY chest rub recipe, and also a recipe for a marinade, like a meat marinade that you can use oils for. But, and I also wanted to share that, oh,
We got the
great minds think alike, that Young Living came out just, I think this, at the convention this past summer, they came out with this chest rub. So if you're not a DIYer and you want just something you can just get and use, it squeezes out a little bit. It's so nice. Smells so good. Just rub a little bit on your chest, your neck, your feet, and it's really nice. So it's just all concocted together for you. So I think that's about all I had to say about breathing. Does anybody have any experiences they want to share about? Oh, okay. I see Julie had a question. Any oils to help prevent no-see bites? That is a great question, Julie. Young Living does have a insect repellent. You know, we don't have as much. I used to live next to Julie in Rotunda, and honestly, the no-see-ums are pretty bad there, right? And I've used the Young Living insect repellent, but I haven't really been around no-see-ums, but I don't know why it wouldn't work. They have a great blend that you just rub a little bit down your arms, down your legs, and it's all oils that bugs hate the smell of. So,
yeah.
But I haven't field tested it. Let me put it that way, on the no-see-ums. I've field tested on other bugs, but not on the no-see-ums.
And then Luce, she, yes, makes jacked up honey. And do you want to tell us about that, Luce, or did you have something else you wanted to say?
I wanted to say about the different neighbors. They have little kids, and some of them have asthma, some of them with the allergies, you know, that change of season. So I get honey, local honey, and I put all the oils that you mentioned, like Raven, you know, and the lemon, and all those that you guys mentioned, and make I guess a quarter of honey with those oils. And like my neighbor, I gave it to him, and he said that his little son could not go to sleep because he was coughing all night long, and he will wake up really tired. So I made the honey, and the next morning he came to my door and knocked, and he says, "You know what? That really works." He slept so peaceful, and he didn't cough one time. So he's using it every day now, and he said he's much better. Yeah. And I do the honey for a lot of my neighbors. Yeah, they come and can I have some more of the honey? My mother takes one too, the honey. And yeah. I was going to say about the pain too, those Panaway and the Copaiba. She used to get an injection like every 3 months for pain. And the doctor said he couldn't give her no more injections that many times. So I made the blend, Panaway, Copaiba, Wintergreen, that Denise gave me the first little bottle. Then I continue making it. And that's what she uses all the time. She doesn't use, now she doesn't go to the doctor no more because she just, can you make me oils? And yeah, so I don't take her to the doctor no more, or my sister, you know, so that works for me. When I heard that and that worked, yeah, that's
Yeah.
convincing.
Really, really wonderful when you can find something that works. And the jacked up honey, yeah, that's a really great recipe. It has peppermint, lemon, orange seeds, and oregano in it. And then the seasonal allergies, you would put peppermint, lavender, and lemon. Those help with seasonal allergies. So, and you can make honey. We have recipes. If anybody wants to know, just ask me or Lori, and we'll be glad to share that. And use your own local honey, because we know honey has great properties that help with that anyway. But that's why we call it jacked up, because it just takes it up a notch to a different, you know, a different level. So, yeah. So I guess the last thing. What time is it? I don't even know. Okay, it's 5 up. So we're going to talk about the 3 oils in the kit that are for emotional, anxiety, and for focus. Okay, so a lot of us are going through different things with anxiety, with what's going on. So we have, and that's what I've been using to do this, Stress Away. So Stress Away is a wonderful blend. It's the only, now we do have vanilla, but it was the only oil that has vanilla in it. So this is like super relaxing. You just breathe it in, put it on your neck, put it on the palm of your hand. Take those 3 aromatic breaths. That's a great way to use essential oils. Take those aromatic breaths, and it goes right to your brain. Behind your ears is also a good place for emotional oils. Then you've got also the Peace and Calming, which is great for Stress Away, and Peace and Calming are great for animals too. So we do want to just touch on that, because I know some of you had questions about using oils with animals. So Peace and Calming, this is great for kids. Super calming. I call it the hippie oil. To me, it has patchouli in it, but it has such a beautiful blend of oils that it's just super calming. And then there's also Valor. Valor is for confidence and courage. It has blue tansy in it. It's a beautiful blue color. I have that in my necklace here. Carry it with me and put it on throughout the day. And you can wear it as a perfume. It's just amazing. All these oils, you can really use them like as a perfume instead of perfume. And then for focus, I like to use frankincense and peppermint. You can make a roller with that in. Frankincense is super grounding. Frankincense is also great for so many other things, but that's for another day, because we're running out of time. I like to use Copaiba in the morning when I do my spiritual morning routine. I put frankincense on my brainstem, and then I layer it with Copaiba, and it really helps me to start my day out with focus, and just very grounding to start your day off. So we know that it's important for us to sleep well. Anxiety, it's like a secular thing. Like, anxiety can cause you not to sleep, and then when you don't sleep, you have more anxiety, and you can be on this like hamster wheel, right? So we need to try to see how we can help address our anxiety with using the essential oils, and then also get us to help us to sleep better. And when we do that, both those things then work together, and we have a better quality of sleep, and we have better quality of daytime, you know, just life. So, and, you know, Lori and I can help share with you more on specifics, whatever, because everybody's, you know, needs are different. some want it for pain, some want it for sleep, some want it, but you can see how we have all of us have these issues. So we can use all these oils, because people will say, well, I don't think I can use 12 of these oils. You know, I don't need 12, I just 1 or 2, you know. But you will find, as we're showing you, all these everyday things we can use these oils for. So did anybody have any questions specifically about anxiety, focus, stress, or want to share an experience? Luz?
No, you were talking about the pets. I have my 2 dogs here, and when they go out, they usually eat stuff that they're not supposed to eat. So they get the runs. So the last time that they did that, I came home, straight home, and I put the digest. I put coconut oil, the fractionated coconut oil, and the digest, and I rubbed the tummies. And you won't believe how fast it worked. They went once, and they never went again that day or the next day. So that really works. It happened like 3 times already. And I did that, and
For their,
yeah.
something with their ears, right, Luz? They had,
Oh yeah, the in the summer, the little mites that gets into their ears, they give them infection. So I made a blend of the oils, and I will put them not inside but outside along the ears, and it's unbelievable how they really work. I didn't have to take them to the doctor or anything.
I need that recipe. My
Oh,
dog has infections in his ears.
okay,
Yeah.
so Luz can give it to me, and I can pass it on to you, Janet.
Okay,
Oh,
thank you.
okay. Okay, I will.
Or if you want to put it in the chat, whatever's easier.
Yeah, I have to go look it up. I have it
Okay.
written down in my book. I write them
Okay.
down because then I forget.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And as far as the animals too, I mean, I don't know, Lori, if you had something to share with that, but I know my friend got her dog fixed, and the dog was acting crazy. So I took a little bit of stress away over, and she just put it on her hand and went down the back of the dog like this. And then when I left 10 minutes later, she sent me a picture, and the dog was like this on the sofa. It was so cute. So yes, we do need to be a little bit careful, especially more so with cats. Putting oils on, they need to be very, very diluted. But as far as diffusing, a lot of people worry. Animals are smart. If they don't like the smell, they're going to leave the room. It's just, you wouldn't want to lock a dog or a cat in a closet and with a diffuser on. But as long as it's out in the open, they'll just, it's not going to bother them. I found no one. My daughter has 3 dogs and 4 cats, and she uses oils all the time. So
Denise, my cats are actually more chill since I diffuse oils. Oh, I just wanted to mention, like with the dogs, most of the time, if you're going to try an oil on them, it's good to try it on their back end, because you can do raindrops on the dogs, which is mostly on their back and on their back end, because it's too strong for their nose sometimes. So that's why they tend to just try the oil out on their hind legs. So it's not as strong for their nose and stuff.
excellent. Good point. Lori, do you want to add to that? Because I think you were going to say something about that.
Yeah, just that, quality matters as far as the oils that we use, and that's what's Young Living's promise to us, is their seed to seal promise, that from the type of seed they choose, to the type of ground they plant it in, to how they weed and cultivate it, to how that they harvest it at the peak harvest time, and the method they use to harvest it, the method they use to distill it, and then that they test it multiple times as they're bottling it. So we may hear these stories sometimes about negative adverse reactions that people's pets have had to oils, but oftentimes it's the type of oil that they're using, because Young Living is the only company that has the seed to seal guarantee for quality. And then the other two things to keep in mind with pets are that you can even, you know, like introduce your pets to oils a little bit at a time by putting a little bit on yourself, even letting them sniff the outside of the bottle, you know, seeing how they react to different oils, kind of letting them choose, and then just providing them an out if they, you know, if there's some type of oil that they don't like, you know, like Denise said, you're not going to close them up in a room with the diffuser running, you know, let them, give them an opportunity to walk away from it. And
I do have this little booklet, 101, Animals 101. If I have 3 of them, if anybody would like one, you know, who's using oils on animals and would like to know, I'd be glad to send you one. Janet, you want one?
Okay.
I have 3 of them, so.
And the other thing was that you wouldn't want to use oils around a pet 8 weeks or younger, so, a baby. So.
Okay, so I mean, the starter kit that I showed you was the 12 oils. You get the 2 Ningxia, you get the sanitizer, and the Thieves spray. That's CDC approved for killing 99.9%. So they have a wonderful hand sanitizer that you don't need to worry when you go in the store, what am I buying, or is it gonna make me sick, or has no fragrance in it. It has Thieves in it, it has peppermint in it. It's naturally, it has alcohol, but it's denatured naturally with peppermint instead of that awful synthetic chemical that they use. So the starter kit is the best way, and Lori and I are both running a special. So if anybody's interested through the 30th, we would be glad to share that. There's also a auto ship program. It's a wellness box you get called the ER, or Essential Rewards program. You get money back, you get free oils, and it's a $50 minimum a month. So if you're seeing all these different ways that you can use oils instead of other things and help support your body in that way, it's a really great way to go. You also can draw an income. You don't have to do the Young Living business, but if you are an Essential Rewards, then you are able to share, like we're sharing. You share with people your stories, and they say, I want those oils. I would like some help with sleep. I would like some help with pain. And then Young Living will send you $50 for every person that you share with, and they become a member with you. And like I said, we're all part of Team Live Well, and so we can get the continued education, and that's what Lori and I are trying to also do through our Healthy Habit program that we're doing. So, and if you would like another source of income, and today with the way things are going, Young Living, you can do the business because it helped me reach some goals, personal goals in my life. And there is an income that you can draw from just sharing with people. So Lori and we're going to be starting a training in January. It's called Rise, and we're going to be doing that in Team Live Well. And so you can learn more about how you could, you know, have another source of income if that's something you're interested in. But to become a member, you don't have to do anything. You can just join, become a member. You get the 24% discount, and you can just, you know, use your oils as you like as you go along. So
and I just wanted to mention with the kit that we've been talking about all night, it also comes with a diffuser. So it's the 12 oils and the diffuser and the other little extras that Denise mentioned. And it's $400 worth of items, but it's only $165. There's Janet showing the diffuser. That's the Dewdrop diffuser. There's 2 choices you get for the diffuser. So that's really fantastic too. It's
there's
tremendous value.
Yeah, there's other choices too. There's a lot of different starter kits. So we can talk with you about that personally to see where you're at, what you're interested in.
Right, because by simply purchasing a starter kit, you become a member, and all that means is now you get a 24% discount for life. It's not obligating you to buy anything more or anything like that. It's just you get your discount then on anything you buy moving forward from that. So it really is a great deal.
Okay, so we're gonna do a raffle, right?
Yes.
And I have a cute little bracelet here, and another thing that many of us use, especially this month, these months coming up, is lip balm. You would not believe the nasty things that are in lip balm, even Burt's Bees lip balm. So this is a healthy option. There's all different, this one's lavender, and then this pretty little diffuser bracelet, which is, you can put oils on the lava beads and, you know, have your oils with you. So that's the little raffle prize for tonight.
And before I forget, I put a link to a Google Doc in the chat. If you guys wouldn't mind just filling that out, and we'll send you the 2 recipes and just a little feedback on the class and anything else you're interested in learning about. So that's in the chat. But let me share and we'll do this drawing. So, okay, can you guys see the wheel? Yeah?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
all right, here we go.
Hey, Mara.
Number 1.
Yay.
Congratulations.
Very good. Get that out to you,
Nice.
Mara. Thank you for joining. So
This is very interesting, and thank you, ladies.
you're welcome. And in 2 weeks on a Friday at 7, we're going to have supplements to help you thrive through the winter. Young Living has supplements, and we know that, you know, we really need support right now. So vitamin C, zinc, these are all things that they're saying, even on the news we're hearing, these are things where Young Living has products and with essential oils in them. We're going to learn why that really even makes them more effective, having the essential oils in the supplement. So, so we're going to have that in 2 weeks. If anybody if anybody would like to have a specific topic that you're interested in for future classes, you can put it in the chat or let one of us know, and we'll be glad to, you know, we want to make everybody like continue to learn what you're interested in, and we thank you so much. You know, for you know, I'm over time. I hope you enjoy your Friday, the rest of your Friday evening. Thank you so much, ladies, and we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye. Thank
for
you.
joining.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Enjoyed it.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you for
Bye-bye.
everything.
Ciao.
Bye, Rebecca.
Great information.
Thank you, Martha.
Bye, Denise, Laurie.
Bye. See you soon.
Bye, Luz.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
Lori.
See you. Bye, Martha. Good to see you.
Bye. Same here.
Janet, great to see you.
Yes, it's good to be here. I got lots of questions now.
Miss Jennifer.
I saw you take
Hey.
Thanks for
What is
joining.
in the starter kit? Yeah, what's it? What's the essential oils that's in the kit?
Okay.
So
Denise
starter
can show you right there.
you have lemon.
Mm-hmm.
So the 5 top are all vitalities. So you have lemon, peppermint, thieves, citrus fresh, and then the digest.
Oh,
And then
okay.
the bottom is lavender, valor, which is one of the emotional oils, panaway, frankincense, and raven. And then underneath you have stress away and peace and calming.
Okay.
Love
And
both of those.
You get try the Ningxia. You try the Ningxia. You get 2 of those to try, and then you get thieves, the hand sanitizer, and the spray.
Okay.
And the spray is awesome to use like when you're out and about. You can spray it
Right.
on your steering wheel, on your hands, a toilet seat. You know, you can spray it in your mouth. You can spray it in your pet's mouth. I mean, it's pretty amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So you
And
get
that,
that and the diffuser.
oh, and a diffuser. So that's till the 30th. I can order that for that 165.
Yeah, and I'm actually offering $20 cash back or $20 gift card or whatever if you sign up by the end of the month. So
Okay.
I can send you all the info or I can help you
Yeah,
sign up,
that'd
whatever.
be great. That
Yeah,
would be awesome if you could do that.
you're gonna love it, Jen.
Well,
think Richard's
Richard
gonna
was
love it.
sitting in and listening.
Oh,
Hey,
I think
Richard,
Richard's gonna love it.
show
We're gonna
yourself,
love it.
brother.
Hey, Denise, I haven't seen you in
guys.
forever.
Do you remember Jennifer from Hartsville with the little boy Dalton?
The
Little boy
pool. And we were,
Dalton.
yes.
Oh, that's right. Oh, it was
Yes.
coming back to me. Oh, that's been so long because Lori's been in Florida for how long?
I
now?
was gonna say
Like
it's been a
9 years.
long time. And you're talking about the stuff for the dogs. I was like, oh, my baby needs that.
They have a whole pet line, Jennifer, but even you can use so many things. What does your baby need? Calming?
Which one?
She does.
There you go.
She's wild sometimes. She
Well,
needs her
just
little
diffusing.
calm.
I'm telling you, just diffusing, you will notice such a difference.
Well, when I diffuse, I do diffuse anyway, but not with the certain oil. I have just mixtures, but I notice that she is a lot calmer when I do that. So yeah,
Yeah.
I totally believe in it.
Yeah.
But the stuff with the stress and the digestive one, that's going to be awesome. So
Oh, it's so, that Digize is, I mean, it's as close as a miracle you're going to get, you know.
yeah, until the system ends, right?
Exactly.
Until we make it into the new system.
Yes. Yeah.
The diffusers, Young Living, there's a year warranty, which you
Okay.
can buy a diffuser on Amazon. You're not going to get a year
Right.
warranty. And it's made with therapeutic grade plastic because that's why we really, really highly recommend you use when you're using it. Oh, you know what? I'm still recording. I want to
Oh,
end
yeah.
that.